Hi, this is Sally's Book Club. Tune in daily to discover the world's best books with us. Today we're exploring the book Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow. The author, Yuval Noah Harari, who we previously introduced through Sapiens, is a young Israeli historian and Oxford PhD. His analytical perspectives are remarkably unique. For instance, in Sapiens, he controversially argues that the agricultural revolution was a regression for humanity. This unconventional viewpoint helped him stand out among contemporary historians. Following the global success of Sapiens, Harari gained greater confidence in his writing. This confidence allowed him to write Homo Deus with even more intellectual freedom. If Sapiens addressed humanity's origins and developmental journey, explaining how we evolved to our current state, then let's approach today's discussion through these same fundamental questions. Third, what will humanity pursue in the future? Second, why do we have these aspirations? Third, what challenges await humanity? Since this book focuses on humanity's future, let's start with tomorrow. Historically, humanity faced three great plagues: famine, plague, and war. With technological advances, these are no longer primary concerns for most. So what becomes humanity's new pursuit in the next millennium? This brings us to our first discussion point. The first ambition might be immortality, though scientists rarely phrase it so directly. Through disease eradication and technological innovation, we're gradually approaching this goal. But extended lifespans may bring unforeseen societal impacts. Family structures, marriage norms, and parent-child relationships could transform dramatically. Would monogamy persist if people lived 150 years on average? Extended lifespans might mean longer education periods and delayed retirements. Longer lives don't necessarily guarantee greater happiness. Thus, humanity's second pursuit becomes decoding the secret to lasting happiness. Happiness can be puzzling. Despite massive improvements in living standards, we don't feel corresponding surges in contentment. During famines, a single bread loaf brought ecstasy. But how do we please an overpaid, overweight programmer battling boredom? In daily life, savoring a great meal, snagging Spring Festival train tickets, getting promoted, we experience intense joy. But these feelings evaporate quickly. Science shows happiness is controlled by our biochemistry. Lasting satisfaction might require manipulating this system through drugs or brain stimulation. If we achieve immortality and perpetual happiness, is that humanity's final goal? Perhaps we become divine abraded beings, Homo Deus, as the book's title suggests. You could start becoming divine today. First, genetically modify your body, then inject nanobots to patrol your bloodstream, diagnosing and repairing damage. Next, electrically stimulate your brain for constant happiness. Does this sound terrifying? Yet humanity must press forward on this path. We don't know where this road leads. Nor can we imagine what post-human descendants might become. Fortunately, these remain Harari's predictions, not humanity's creed. Though titled A Brief History of Tomorrow, Much Content explores the past. Why discuss history? Harari believes understanding history is essential for predicting tomorrow. Why pursue immortality, happiness, and divinity? This brings us to our second discussion point. Historically, humanity has been shaped by humanism, the people-first philosophy familiar to Chinese audiences. Humanism's influence makes the pursuit of immortality and divinity logically consistent. So how did humanism originate? We must start with animism. Before dominant monotheistic religions like Islam and Christianity emerged, animism was widely practiced, believing all things possessed spirits. Animist tales featured diverse characters like gods, humans, and mystical creatures, similar to Journey to the West's pantheon. Animism held humans and animals as equals within nature's ecosystem. After the agricultural revolution, humans domesticated increasing numbers of plants and animals. This shifted human perception of equality with animals, making animism obsolete. Monotheism then naturally ascended as the dominant belief system. Monotheism simplified existence to two entities, humans with souls and soulless animals. Nature. The scientific revolution gradually erased divine roles, leaving humanity center stage. Humans claim supreme authority as cosmic center. Answer Eyes Rise forces us to reconsider human supremacy over other life forms. This reflection matters because human-animal relations might mirror future I-human dynamics. What truly makes humans superior? Traditional monotheistic answer. Humans possess unique souls. Evolutionary theory rejects soul concepts entirely. Evolution maintains all life forms, humans included, consist of basic biological components without mystical elements. Another claimed distinction. Human consciousness and emotions. Yet advanced Nianpersing increasingly views consciousness as biological processes rather than mystical phenomena. Research shows emotions stem from billions of neurons, firing electrical signals that trigger physical responses. Modern AI systems like self-driving cars operate directly from algorithm to actions without consciousness, yet function perfectly. Thus, many scientists view consciousness as an evolutionary byproduct with no practical purpose. Research confirms animals, like rats, experience depression and joy, while chimpanzees possess self-awareness. Dogs can even interpret human emotions and intentions through social bonding. This evidence dismantles humanity's claimed superiority in consciousness. If humans lack biological superiority, how did we dominate Earth? The key lies in our unparalleled capacity for larger-scale cooperation. History proves decisive. Victories usually go to better coordinated groups. How did humans develop such flexible mass collaboration? As discussed in Sapiens, this stems from language and shared fictional narratives. Concepts like gods, nations, money, all imagined orders, enabling mass cooperation. These fictions make people believe they follow divine natural laws, not human whims. Shared myths organize populations efficiently through perceived meaning. People willingly sacrifice, believing their lives have greater purpose. Yet most life meanings exist only in shared stories we tell each other. Is fiction truly this powerful? Let's examine paper's transformation. Paper's basic function, just a writing surface. But infused with stories, it becomes visas, money certificates, powerful social tools. These fictional constructs all manifest through paper's physical form. During WWII, Nazis systematically persecuted Jews, forcing mass Tawang. Portuguese consular staff in France worked tirelessly for 10 days, issuing visas. Borders worldwide recognized these papers' authority, saving countless Jewish lives. Papers' fictional power extends to education systems through degree certificates. These certificates validate academic achievement, making exams society's primary evaluation method. High achievers naturally support systems, benefiting them through prime career opportunities. These narratives began as pure fiction. But as social foundations solidified, we forgot their fictional origins. Harari argues fiction now outweighs reality in societal importance. Consider Africa's borders. European bureaucrats drew arbitrary lines on maps without local knowledge.
This arbitrary division often split ethnic groups across nations, fueling modern conflicts.
Many contemporary African issues stem from these fictional boundaries. True power lies not in understanding reality, but imposing fictional beliefs. Religions exemplify this, reshaping worlds through imposed fictions. Social change stems from collective fictions, not reality. Humanism is modernity's religion. Why this comparison? Religions derived meaning from gods. Humanism makes humanity itself the meaning's horse. Thus, humanism becomes our era's dominant belief system. What defines humanism? Western liberalism represents humanism's major branch. Humanism emphasizes individual dignity, secular tolerance, anti-discrimination, and self-actualization. Politically, unlike feudal hereditary monarchy, humanist societies let voters choose candidates following their hearts. Economically, humanism's mantra is the customer is always right. Ethically, moral judgments prioritize personal feelings, the essence of people, first philosophy. Historically, war ethics involved consulting priests, not soldiers or civilians.
Modern humanist societies condemn wars based on civilian suffering rather than abstract justice.
Will scientific advancement challenge humanism's dominance? We traded divine purpose for scientific power, seeking happiness. If technology can upgrade humanity and unlock happiness, will we abandon fictions for pure science? Harari explains. Science provides methods. Humanism guides moral choices. Why this distinction? Technological progress and economic growth fuel each other endlessly. Why obsess over economic growth? The belief, expanding the economic pie, satisfies all without conflict. More production solves problems, even moral ones, through abundance.
This dogma prioritizes growth over family bonds, equality or ecology.
Consider the software engineer earning $100 an hour, embodiment of this value system.
One day his father suffered a stroke, needing care. He could move him in, sacrificing income and productivity for familial love.
This choice would impact both his earnings and company output, but provide emotional comfort. Alternatively, hire a $12 an hour caregiver, benefiting economy but disappointing his father.
While the father might feel neglected, both company and caregor's finances would thrive.
What should the engineer choose? Free market capitalism's answer is clear. Prioritize economic growth over personal emotions. But is endless growth truly more valuable than family bonds? Harari argues perpetual growth is unsustainable. Humanity needs better strategies. Humanism proposes replacing divine authority with human experience as moral compass. Follow your inner voice. Let personal feelings guide ethical decisions.
But conflicting inner voices inevitably create societal tensions.
How resolve these contradictions? Thus, 20th century humanism split into three branches. First, liberal humanism, dominant ideology in Western democracies. Liberalism values unique individual experiences as moral foundation. This seemingly humane approach faces critical challenges. Consider this real-world dilemma.
Chancellor Merkel met a Palestinian refugee girl from Lebanon facing deportation.
Merkel initially stated, "Politics can be harsh. Germany can't accept all refugees." Public backlash forced policy reversal. Germany accepted hundreds of thousands.
This caused anxiety among German citizens. Refugee v. citizen experience conflict.
How reconcile such opposing human experiences? These tensions birthed social humanism and evolutionary humanism. Social humanism argues liberals overemphasize individual feelings, urging consideration for others' experiences and societal impact.
Evolutionary humanism again shakes global ideologies with controversial perspectives.
It claims conflict benefits humanity by driving natural selection and progress.
This ideology asserts superior individuals should dominate others for species advancement.
This represents Nazi distortion of Darwin's evolutionary theory.
Three humanist factions clashed through world wars and Cold War, with liberalism emerging victorious. Liberalism now dominates globally, bolstered by capitalist nations' demonstrated power. Harari credits technological advancement as key to liberalism's triumph.
Biotech and AI advancements will trigger ideological and lifestyle revolutions.
Will liberalism face new challenges? This leads to our third discussion point.
Harari observes, liberalism already faces existential crises today.
Liberalism's foundation, belief in free will, crumbles under scientific scrutiny.
Neuroscience suggests human desires can be manipulated through biochemical interventions.
Cyborg rat experiments demonstrate remote behavioral control via brain stimulation.
Human trials suggest similar emotional manipulation possibilities through neural intervention.
The concept of unified self, liberalism's core premise, contradicts neuroscientific findings. Experiments show our left and right brains can produce conflicting voices.
Thus, we can't determine which represents the true self. Epilepsy patients underwent corpus callosotomy, severing brain hemisphere connections. This provided unique research opportunities into brain function.
Split brain experiments demonstrate hemispheric decision-making conflicts. When asked career aspirations, the verbal left brain said draftsman, while the right brain spelled race car driver.
This subject essentially contained two distinct selves. Harari proposes another self-division, experiencing self B as narrating self. The experiencing self lives in perpetual present moment awareness. The narrating self constantly constructs life stories from memories.
Childbirth's agonizing pain makes the experiencing self vow never to repeat it.
Postpartum hormones. alleviate pain while creating comforting sensations. Maternal love growth and social praise enhance positive recollections. The narrating self-edits trauma into meaningful life narratives.
The self emerges as fictional narrative organizing life's chaos.
Technological advances fundamentally challenge liberalist beliefs.
Does liberalism become obsolete in this new paradigm? Harari predicts 21st century developments dethroning liberalism.
First, humans losing economic military value as systems devalue human labor.
Traditional systems valued trigger-pulling hands and screw-turning fingers. Answer: I can already replace humans in many fields.
Drone fleets replacing air forces. 3D printing overtaking manufacturing. Even lawyers and doctors being substituted by algorithm.
After agricultural revolution, humans domesticated or slaughtered animals en masse.
If AI develops superhuman intelligence, would they exploit or eliminate humanity for their needs?
Even with superior AI capabilities, some insist human extinction scenarios remain impossible. Secondly, humanity retains collective value while individuals become obsolete.
21st century's crucial economic question. What remains for humans when unconscious algorithms outperform us?
Believing in permanent human superiority over algorithm is pure wishful thinking. Pursuing immortality may make people surrender privacy to medical algorithm.
Democratic elections could become obsolete as algorithms predict political preferences.
Algorithms will first gain trust through benefits, then become our agents. Finally, rulers. Disconnecting from the omniscient network could mean existential threat. Society might only need upgraded human elites while replacing the masses with algorithm. Wealth, power, concentration among algorithmic elites could create unprecedented inequality.
Medical advancements may create superhumans through enhancing technologies.
20th century medicine cured patients. 21st century upgrades healthy humans. Winning international competition might require upgraded superhumans rather than millions of ordinary healthy people.
If Harari's prediction materializes, humanity divided into upgraded elite and obsolete masses, or algorithm dominating decisions, liberalism collapses.
What ideology could guide humanity then? The answer: new techno-religions.
Techno-religions offer traditional religious rewards, happiness, immortality through algorithm and genes rather than divine intervention.
Two main techno-religions emerge: techno-humanism and Dataism. Techno-humanism maintains humanist values while advocating genetic nanotech enhancements.
However, this risks broadizing economic, political utility over other human faculties.
Consider humanity's diminishing olfactory capabilities.
Our ancestors used smell for hunting and emotional detection, skills obsolete in modern mass societies.
Brain regions, once processing smells, now handle reading and mathematics.
The terrifying paradox. We can modify minds without understanding their full complexity. And risks becoming degradation if we lose essential human qualities during upgrades.
Techno-humanism faces a bizarre paradox. While valuing human will as sacred, it seeks technological enhancement of mental capacities that could reshape that very will.
Earlier discussions revealed our minds generate conflicting voices.
From techno-progressive perspective, science aims not to listen, but control these internal voices.
If technology can arbitrarily alter will, how can we discern authentic desires?
Harari illustrates this through a satirical anecdote.
A Mormon gay man saves $100,000 for conversion therapy.
Entering clinic, Dr. Cure Me from Desiring Men.
Seeing George Clooney in waiting room, he's instantly captivated. Changed request. Cure me from wanting to be straight.
Which voice represents his authentic self? We traditionally consider inner voice sacred, our moral compass.
But technological manipulation of consciousness undermines this foundation. Techno-humanism's dilemmas already cause unease. Dataism poses greater concerns, valuing entities only by data contribution.
Biological processes, increasingly seen as computational algorithm, no different from digital ones.
Eventually erasing boundaries between organisms and machines.
Digital algorithm might surpass biochemical ones, becoming true life forms.
Dataism's true shock. Humanity voluntarily surrendering autonomy.
Previously considered data merely the first step in intellectual processes. First, we transform data into information. Then, information into knowledge. Ultimately converting knowledge into intelligence, the final objective.
Datists argue data flows now exceed human processing capacity, making conversion to information, knowledge impossible.
Thus, data processing should be entrusted to electronic algorithms surpassing human brains. Economics embraces Dataism, viewing economic mechanisms as desire, capability, data, processors.
Capitalism vs. communism, reinterpreted as competing data systems. Decentralized vs. centralized processing.
Capitalism employs decentralized processing. Soviet communism, centralized systems. Political science increasingly views governance through data processing frameworks. Democracy vs. autocracy, opposing data analysis mechanisms. Distributed vs. concentrated.
Traditional political institutions may become obsolete as data velocity, volume increase.
Their obsolescence stems from data handling inefficiency. If humanity is a single data processor, what's its output?
Dataists answer, an evolved system called the Internet of All Things.
Homo sapiens will become obsolete upon achieving this. This autonomous data flow drives innovation, destruction beyond human comprehension or control.
How find meaning, contribute to the data flow, document, and share experiences. Human superiority lies in data contribution through blogs, social media.
Humanity loses intrinsic value, becoming mere data contributors.
Dataism tragically reduces human worth to data utility, making data history's sole protagonist.
Let's conclude key insights from Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow. Harari traces humanity's ascent, dominating species through collective fictions and flexible social systems. After conquering famine, plague, and war, we now pursue immortality, happiness, and divinity.
Bioturk. Answer I and nanotechnology enable these ambitions, potentially eroding humanist values.
Harari poses 3 existential questions.
1. Is life merely algorithm processes?
2. Which holds greater value, intelligence or consciousness?
3. What happens when unconscious algorithms understand us better than ourselves? Humanity resists being reduced to mere algorithms, clinging to unique significance.
Can we maintain technological sovereignty amidst rapid advancement? Can we alter Harari's predicted trajectory? These questions demand urgent contemplation in our technological age. This concludes our exploration. Full notes available below until tomorrow.